bearded bad boy barber knocks. So why is he peeing off his back porch? Overall, did I enjoy this book?
Well, I'm on.
Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome to Bookmas episode 3. I don't know why I did a 2 with my fingers. I meant to do 3. I'm sure you already know what the theme of this video is going to be from the title, but in this video we are going to read a book that I said that I would never read ever in my life. Why have I decided to read it now? Number 1, because I feel like it would make a fun video for Bookmas, and number 2, because I feel like it's good to challenge ourselves in small ways in life sometimes by doing things that we are kind of against doing. So I have selected a book for myself, and that is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This is a very popular book. Some of you watching this video probably love this book, so I am going to explain why I said I would never read this book, okay? First of all, this book is the first book in a contemporary romance trilogy. And this was the first thing that kind of turned me off this book. I do love a good contemporary romance, but the fact that this is a romance trilogy kind of threw me off. I feel like when I see the word trilogy or series, I tend to think of fantasy, sci-fi, kind of more high stakes situations and scenarios and worlds. Because sometimes I'm just like, how many different plots and things can you put into the romance genre and continue the story on for that long? And I know there are romance series that exist everywhere. I just do not have a lot of experience with them. The second reason is all 3 books in this romance trilogy are 600 pages long. Which again just kind of goes back to my point when I said, how much can you say about a romance? Why does it take 600 pages to get through this romance story? Romances I read are usually 200 to 300 pages, and usually those are more than enough. Even at 300 pages, I'm getting bored. Just talk to each other and figure it out. And so yeah, does contemporary romance ever have to be this long? But we're gonna try it. I also just finished the book Demon Copperhead that was in my Bookmas episode 2 video, and that book was just such a downer for me that I just need a good romance with a happy ending in my life, and I feel like this has the potential to give that to me. I just need something lighter to digest. So yeah, that's what we're gonna read. I do have a plot summary for you in case you have not heard about this book or this series, and it's pretty funny. We start with bearded bad boy barber knocks. Knocks, like K-N-O-X. That just sounds like a male main character or a male love interest in a high stakes fantasy series. It does not sound like a name that I would encounter in the real world. But anyways, we have Knox. Knox likes to live his life the way he likes his coffee, alone. He doesn't tolerate drama, even when it comes in the form of a stranded runaway bride. And so we have Naomi. She runs to a rough around the edges town called Knock 'em Out in Virginia, and she goes to knock 'em out because her estranged sister lives there. And there, of course, she meets our beard boy. What was it? Bearded bad boy Knox, who likes his life alone like coffee. I think I said that wrong. Yeah, it's a contemporary romance, so I think we kind of already have an idea of where the story goes from there. At this point, the main thing I'm hoping for in this book is that it is the best slow burn romance ever, because if there's that many pages, it better be a slow burn. If it's like insta love and we have to read 600 pages of that, don't think I'm gonna be able to manage. We're gonna go in, we're gonna meet Naomi, we're gonna meet our bearded bad boy Knox, and we're gonna read this book, okay? Page 4, I think we have met him. Wait, this is page 5. Okay, you guys, I am just over 100 pages into the book now. Also, if you hear jingling, it's just Sage playing with her toy, so. Yeah, exactly. So I apologize if she's being a little noisy, but cats need to play. Thoughts so far. I'm actually really enjoying like the whole stolen identity storyline. Hi Sage, that's not a spoiler. We learn about it like in the first 5 pages of the book. But basically, Naomi, our main character, has a twin sister, and her twin sister essentially steals her identity, takes all of her cards, takes all of her money. She just takes everything and leaves. And then everyone in this town that Naomi's sister lives in thinks that Naomi is her twin. So yeah, I'm enjoying that part. And I always like when romance books aren't just about the romance, like when there's other things going on. So I am enjoying that. That being said though, Naomi, our main character, is pretty annoying to me. So far, just the way she's written, she seems to be like a very self-sufficient person, which I think is really great. But I feel like that characteristic of her has been written in such an emphasized way that it doesn't make sense. It's not realistic and it's kind of annoying. And again, this is not really a spoiler, it's kind of the point of this book. Naomi finds herself in this unfamiliar town. She has her wallet stolen, all her money, her car, etc. She has nothing. And there are people around her that are like offering to help her. And she just seems to be like denying help just for the sake of denying help and to like try and prove some sort of a point. I don't know what the point is. But yeah, I just find that really annoying and unrealistic. Like, why wouldn't you just accept the help from these kind strangers? She's also so far being written as kind of a dumb person. She just like keeps forgetting things. And then also I feel like for the first 50 pages of this book, Naomi just like wasn't getting things. The situation was getting laid out in front of her and she just wasn't understanding what was happening until Knox, our bearded hottie, had to like put 2 and 2 together for her and literally be like, girl, this is what's happening. Like, why don't you get it? So yeah, there's that. For me, it's just kind of hard to take her seriously as a character at the moment. Also, something happened that I just recently read. It's not really a spoiler because it's not a major plot point, but she caught Knox like peeing off his porch outside, and I was just like, why is he peeing outside? Like, they live in these sort of cabin cottagey homes, but like they're not camping. Like, it seems like they have electricity and plumbing and stuff, so like I assume he has a toilet, so why is he peeing off his back porch? That just I don't know. It made me feel uncomfortable. That being said though, this book is a fun read. I am, you know, enjoying it so far. There are parts that are funny. And yeah, I'm just having a good laugh reading this. It's also just going so fast. It's definitely a quick read. Moral of the story, don't know why Knox is peeing outside. Kind of annoyed at the main character, but I'm somehow still enjoying the plot in this book behind all that. So I'm gonna keep reading for the rest of this evening and night, and I probably won't update you till tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Who told you that it was too late? When was it that you started leaning that way? 4 tires cut into the clay. It dries up and now there's just one road to take. It's growing up over with green.
Oh, you're me.
So easy to drive on.
Good morning. Just gonna give you a reading update. I got up to page 182 last night. I feel like my thoughts so far are the same. Nothing's really changed. I think our main character is starting to be a little bit less annoying. But I also just wanted to point out one very important thing about this book that I love, and that is the spine. Hold on, let me show you. You could like go right in the middle, literally push the pages so far apart and force them apart, and the spine does not bend. It does not bend at all. Look at that. It just stays like almost completely flat, and you can feel it's like hard. This is so like book nerd of me commenting about a spine of a paperback book, but I have such a pet peeve. I hate when spines crack or break, and that's why a lot of the time I do prefer reading hardcover. But whoever printed this paperback, please, like every other publishing company, needs to get on board with this strong paperback spine thing.
Can I feel it?
Yeah, Huffy wants to feel the spine.
That's a good spine.
Yeah,
Oh,
here.
it does feel like a good
Like
spine.
open it, it doesn't bend at all.
Yeah, it doesn't bend, but it's a paperback.
It's a paperback, but the spine doesn't bend.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Hard spine.
That's so cool. Whoever prints Sarah J. Maas books in paperback needs to get on board with this. I have paperback copies of those books, and I was just like trying to be so careful. Sage, while I was reading those books, I was just like, I had the pages open like this much. I swear. I'm really enjoying the spine. Sage doesn't want me to film this morning apparently, so that's it. So I was just getting started with my workday when a package arrived from Indigo. So let's unbox together because I did some book shopping. Oh my gosh, Sage, you are really a camera hog today, girl. I absolutely don't need any more books, but there are also books in here that I wanted to get for bookmas, so yeah. But I have so many unread books on my shelf at this point. I absolutely do not need any more. So I got 3 books. The first one I got is In the Likely Event. This is by Rebecca Yarros. She is the writer of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. But first of all, before she got into fantasy, she was always a romance writer. And I have read one of her romance books before and I absolutely loved it. Like, it made me cry. Don't know when I'll read it. That one's not for bookmas, but that one I just bought because I wanted. The next one is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I've had this book on my Goodreads TBR for so long. This is a historical fiction. They also did make this into a TV series, I believe, which I do want to watch, but I always like reading books first before I watch whatever screen adaptation there is. And then this third book is the one I bought for bookmas, and that is The Cruel Prince. This is the first book in a fantasy trilogy. I believe it's a trilogy by Holly Black. I actually have not read anything by Holly Black before, but I do see a lot of people talking about this book a lot. I have like another book theme video coming up for Vlogmas where this fits into the theme, so this is coming up. That's it. Those are my 3 books. Now I'm really gonna get to work.
Heavy on the sauce.
Even more wasteful. This is my poke bowl, and I got half ramen, which I've never seen as an option for poke, and then half rice.
I got some mandarin oranges and shredded crab and some spicy stuff, spicy green stuff.
I'm so excited! Oh my gosh, it's like really fresh and like flavorful.
Who told you that it was too late?
Hi guys, I just took a shower, that's why my hair is wet, but I was just reading more and I have I have ventured into my first spicy scene of this book. I assume it's the first spicy scene and not the only spicy scene because we're only about halfway through the book and we're here. It's happening. I have read my fair share of spicy scenes at this point. They're honestly not my favorite. I love a good romance. I love a good slow burn, but once it gets to the point, it's like I feel like I just don't need all of these details, you know? Tell me a little bit about it. But, you know, sometimes a bit of a mystery is more alluring rather than just every single detail. And if there's too much smut, I feel like it just takes away from the story of the book, and that's the part that I'm here for. I just wanted to take a break because that's a lot to handle. I am loving a lot of the side stories in this book. I'm loving all of the sibling relationships, development, and like what's going on there. I love the relationships and friendships that we are building within this community. I'm loving the whole found family aspect of it. I'm a sucker for found family every single time. There are definitely some interesting things happening in this book that I am enjoying. I also, oh, I noticed this yesterday, but I forgot to talk to you guys about it. The characters in this book are like 30s to 40s, and I feel like it is refreshing reading about an older age group. A lot of books that I've read recently, and I feel like just in general, a lot of books out there focus more on people like, I don't know, 18 to 24. So I do really appreciate that, and I'm liking that. But the one thing I still just can't get over in this book is the main relationship, the romance. So this book is dual POV. We jump into our female main character, and we also jump into our male love interests POV. The things that run through their minds are just so ridiculous. It's just so so overdone. And just like some of the language that Knox uses when he's talking to her, they're not even really together yet at this point. I know they're in kind of a smutty scene, but they're figuring things out. He was calling her baby. If a guy ever called me baby and like wasn't my boyfriend, at least, I'm running. That is just not my thing. Maybe it's some other people's thing, but it's not my thing. But that's where I'm at. Also, you guys, the cover of this book is so misleading. Like, you look at this book and you're like, this is gonna be such a nice, cutesy, fun romance, and then you get like the dirtiest smut. Like, misleading cover, okay?
Hot cold, whisper gently saying you don't know how to keep on trying. It shows something's changing in me. It shows now I'm highly breathing. There's no right line, way to go. Oh, like a aroma without a goal. That goes till let's be baby got this. Now be baby got this. Ooh.
Guys, I finished it. So I am going to give you some of my final thoughts. Again, I'm not going to repeat everything that I said earlier in this video, so if you want to know all of my thoughts about this book, you're not allowed to just skip here to the end. So first of all, my rating, I'm going to give this a 2.75. I feel like it fell just short of 3 stars. Okay, first of all, starting with something positive, I did really enjoy that there was so much more going on in this book outside of the romance. I know that my initial like fear of reading this book, or not fear, but like hesitation, was that this book is 600 pages long, and it honestly did not feel that long. So the page count, the length was actually very much okay for me. I just feel like everything moved at a pretty good pace, and I never felt bored reading. Just more about the plot, I thought it was really fun. The only plot that I didn't like in this book, honestly, was the romance and the main relationship between our two main love interests. I will say this book is very enjoyable to read. If I were to reread it, I would definitely skip the smut scenes because those were just not good. Just the way they were written, the dialogue that was happening during the spice was just very icky and cringe for me, for my personal taste. And after reading this book, I could totally see why this is a series. We definitely left things, we like concluded things, but we left our little town of Knockemout kind of open-ended. I could see where they could go for the second and third books. Overall, did I enjoy this book? Yes. Even though I did give it a lower rating, like I don't think this is a good book, but I enjoyed it. Part of my enjoyment was the side stories that, you know, I did like that, but I feel like another part of my enjoyment factor in this book was just laughing at the book itself, and I don't know if that is a good thing. I probably will not be picking up the sequel, but that's okay. I had a fun-ish time. I was laughing the whole way through. Oh, there was one more thing that I haven't mentioned that did bug me about this book. It was another thing about the main character, but she just kept mentioning that she needed coffee, and like, I get it, okay, a lot of people in this world need their coffee to like function, but the amount of times in this book that she was like, I need coffee, I was like, okay, we get it, like it's not funny anymore, you're not that quirky. I do feel kind of sad though, because I've read 2 books for Bookmas so far, and both of them have been kind of flops for me, but I do have very high hopes for my next video. I am going to read 2 books in my next video, maybe 3, no, probably 2, but the books I've selected have the potential to be good books, or at least books that I would like. We're gonna get at least a 4-star rating, maybe even a 5-star, and yeah, that was things we never got over. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys here for now. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know if you've read this book and what you thought about it, because I could definitely see why some people love this book. It just maybe wasn't the thing for me. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one.